Let's get you a breaking update with the controversy that seems to be surrounding this BBC docu-series that is continuing till date, where protests and screening that is also lined up in the national capital. Let's talk to you about the North Campus of Delhi University. Now, what is being said when it comes to the left-back student unions? The organizations seem to be wanting to screen the movie at North Campus, which is part of the Delhi University. Similar screening is also being planned at the Americai University as well. The Jawaharlal Nehru University has also called for a protest inside the campus against the administration. So according to initial information, the screening at the Delhi University and the Americai University that has been planned by the student unions that are said to be affiliated to the left, and that will be taking place, as you can see. The time that has been given off today, 27th of January at 5 p.m, the screening at North Campus at the Arts Faculty in Delhi University. So we have Priyank right now with us. Priyank, has any university in Delhi been left out? If we talk about the Jawaharlal Nehru University, even Jamia, now Ambedkar University and Delhi University's North Campus as well.
See, this thing which has been planned today will be very important for the law enforcing agencies, because we are talking about two of the colleges, one the Americai College and the second one is North Campus. Both these things, both their units are in the North Campus. And the ABVP also has a very strong hold with respect to these two places of the protest as well as screening. So that is something which the agencies are also looking at. What Delhi police sources are suggesting that so far no permission has been given either by the university or by the Delhi police for the screening or for the protest in this particular matter. But you rightly said that all these university campuses are, under the radar of the left organizations to have a protest. So countrywide protest has and screening has been called up today because if you really see in Jadavpur University in Kolkata, the screening of the documentary has been called by the left organization yesterday. And today, if you look at the manner in which the North Campus is being targeted by the left university, left organization, it's certainly trying to portray a picture that this particular documentary has been opposed not only in JNU but also in several portions of the national
capital. It remains
to
be seen, because many of these universities, Priyanka, that is already being said, have given no permission to screen any docu-series on the campus, on the university campus, be it at Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi University, even in West Bengal and Hyderabad University as well. But even it seems the university in Tamil Nadu is also not being spared of screening of this banned series. In another related breaking update, even at the Madras University, they have planned to screen the controversial BBC docu-series at around 3 p.m. So we are looking at another call that has now been made with those left-affiliated student union organizations that are going ahead, mainly with the SFI, that have been now going ahead with the screening of the banned docu-series. Already 2 episodes that have been released of this docu-series in the West. Let me go across to Prapanch now. So Madras University also, we are told, that will be holding the screening, the left-affiliated student body organizations.
That's right. The SFI has planned to screen the BBC documentary, the controversial documentary, at around 3 p.m. Now, initially, the administration, the university administration has not given any permission to screen the documentary. However, the students who we spoke with had confirmed that they will be trying to screen the documentary at around 3 p.m. in the university campus. And we also saw that yesterday, last night, they tried to screen the documentary inside the hostel premises. And today, we will be seeing that at an open area, they are planning to screen the documentary. Yesterday, DYFE, the Democratic Youth Federation of India group, had gathered near the Ambedkar statue in Kilpauk. They tried to screen the documentary in public. Subsequently, they were detained for watching the documentary on their mobile phones. And for this controversial documentary is not available freely in the domain and not people are not able to view it, and that is the reason that VCK will be translating. They will be trying to translate the whole documentary, and they will also be spreading the documentary, is what the VCK chief, Mr. Tul Tirumavalan, has said. So we can see that this documentary, the controversial documentary, is seen by various groups of people right now. But today, as of now, we are given to understand that the Madras University students, SFI, they will be trying to screen the documentary inside the university campus at around 3 p.m.
What about the permission there? Because multiple universities across the country, what we are told that universities have not given any permission to screen any docu-series. So what happens with the Madras University here, Prapanch?
That's right. The Madras University has not given any permission. The district,
Prapanch,
Madras
please do
University
hold on. Mr.
administration-
Narayanan Thirupathy is with us right now. Mr. Narayanan Thirupathy, you've seen the kind of discourse that has now been showcased across universities across the country now, sir. Even at Madras University, we are told that the banned docu-series will be screened.
No, see, when the government has banned it, it is illegal. The concerned authorities should act immediately and arrest those people. And they should see to it that it is not screened.
But Mr. Thirupathy, from those states in particular which are not ruled by the BJP, we are looking at the kind of support that has also been given to them, whether be it in the state of West Bengal, even in Hyderabad University. Now we are looking at even at Madras University. They in a way are supporting it, saying that the docu-series must be screened. It is suppression of truth otherwise.
That shows the hate among these people against Mr. Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is ruling the country without a iota of corruption. So the corrupt states, corrupt governments, corrupt political parties across India will definitely go all out against Mr. Modi. That is what is happening. And here we have the government, and we should see to it that these evil forces are kept out of all these things.
Because the government of India, Mr. Thirupathy, has called it as a propaganda piece and with a malicious intent. But do you feel that the opposition parties in particular, that they are ruling their respective states, it's more than that, just in a bid to oppose the central government? In fact, even when it comes to questioning the authority also, with the Supreme Court ruling on that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, these political parties which are ruling the states are against Mr. Modi and the government of India, just because we have in line a lot of programs that stops corruption.
All right.
The main aim for these people is corruption, but we will not budge to it.
All right. Mr. Thirupathy, thank you very much for joining in. Mr. Americai Narayanan is also with us right now. Mr. Narayanan, good morning, sir. What exactly is the message that the opposition parties seems to be giving to the centre when it comes to the docu-series that have been banned, but the student federations in multiple universities across the country seems to be going ahead with the screening?
I think it's appropriate for the people to see that. Now, in a democracy, we need to look at all points of view. And the more you suppress it, the more we'll fight back. I think it is appropriate. The government has taken inappropriate action rather than, as Narayanan Thirupathy has pointed out, the government ought to be looking at the development of the country. The government ought to be looking at reducing corruption. Instead, they are trying to divert the attention to the BBC documentary from the development. It is the thing of the government's making. The opposition is doing its work in opposing the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom to look at things. Now, it has to be debated in a public area, and it went away. It is only due to the government suppression, just like what happened during the emergency. I remember Tamil media Tukla shot into national fame mainly because of that. It is Mr. Modi who has quoted, BBC has more credibility than the Doordarshan. And today, Modi's word is getting to be true, and he's seeing the history repeating
Well, the
itself.
government has called it as a piece of propaganda and doesn't want to support this kind of malicious intent that they have been saying that shows India in a bad light. Mr. Narayanan, thank you very much for joining us here as well. If you talk more about the docu-series that is being screened in multiple universities across the states, let's talk about West Bengal as well, because the left student groups in Jadavpur University also screened the controversial BBC docu-series, and this comes despite the government dismissing the BBC documentary as a piece of propaganda. Before this, there were bids to play the BBC Modi docu-series in the capital JNU and Jamia University campuses as well. We have seen how classes were also suspended when it comes to chaos that was reported in Delhi's Jamia University. Now what is also being said that even Delhi University's North Campus and Ambedkar University will be going ahead with the screening of the banned docu-series.
आप लोग ये स्क्रीनिंग क्यों कर रहे हैं? आप जानते हैं इसको बैन किया गया है, तो स्क्रीनिंग क्यों हो रहा है?
देखिए, हम ये बिलीव करते हैं कि आप कोई भी फिल्म हो, कोई भी डॉक्यूमेंट्री हो, आपको ये पसंद हो सकता है, नहीं पसंद हो सकता है, आप ये क्रिटिसाइज कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये बैन नहीं कर सकते। ये बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट का एक फैसिस्टिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है कि जो एनी फिल्म एनीथिंग जो हमारे खिलाफ है उसको बैन किया जाए। लेकिन हम ये तो हिस्ट्रिकल ट्रूथ है कि 2002 गुजरात दंगा है, बीजेपी इन्वॉल्व थे, तब जो गुजरात का सीएम नरेंद्र मोदी थे वो ये इस दंगा में कैसे इन्वॉल्व थे, तो ये तो सच है। वो आप क्रिटिसाइज कर सकते हैं लेकिन ये बैन नहीं कर सकते, इसीलिए। और पिछले 2 दिन से जैसे जेएनयू में और जामिया में बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट जो कोई भी जेएनयू में वहाँ पर उनका वीसी है, जामिया में भी उन्होंने प्रशासनिक क्षेत्र में जैसे इंटरनेट कट किया, इलेक्ट्रिक कट किया, एबीवीपी का छात्र ने पत्थरबाजी किया, उसके खिलाफ में। और हम ये सोचते हैं कि ये सभी छात्रों को ये देखना चाहिए, फिर आपका पसंद हो सकता है, नहीं पसंद हो सकता है, इसके लिए एक डिस्कशन हो सकता है, लेकिन ये देखना चाहिए ज़रूर।
Well, even when it comes to the BJP leaders who have been calling as the left students move to screen the banned docu-series as another attempt at bravado by an ideology that was defeated decades ago, especially when it comes to the left that once upon a time was governing the state of West Bengal.
If you think that, intellectual salvation is going to come through by watching this BBC, they're very flattering for the BBC. I'm not sure it reflects very well on the priorities of the SFI. I think the reason why the SFI is doing it is not because of the larger constitutional questions involved, but partly because I think there's a particular narrative that Muslims in India are being victimized, that the Muslims of India are second and third class citizens, and that underlying narrative is what they would love to promote, because I think it enhances their vision of victimhood, which they want to project.
Well, in response to the senior Trinamool Congress party leader, Saugata Roy, who seems to be endorsing the screening, saying that he would not have any objection if anybody played out the documentary, else otherwise it would be related as the suppression of truth. So in a way, also supporting the left student union organizations in multiple universities spread across West Bengal to go ahead with the screening of the docu-series.
I see no harm in any student body screening a BBC documentary on Modi. Though the state government has, and the central government has stopped all links and tried to block the showing of the documentary through Twitter or whatever. And as people have said, that you cannot put down the truth forever. You can suppress a documentary for some time in some places, but not for all times at all places. So if anybody screens the documentary, I'll have no objection.
However, with the counters that are coming in on part of the BJP and the union government as well, the former governor of Tripura has also called this invoking of a sedition charge on those defying the government directive against the BBCs as what they are calling it as a piece of propaganda, saying that those individuals who go ahead with the screening, even with the organization, should be charged and thereafter should be tried under the sedition law.
I think the people who are organizing it, they ought to be tried for sedition, charged and tried for sedition. This is an anti-national step. No country, no self-respecting country would ever do it. Someone else who had ruled this country for 200 years, who had divided this country, and still goes on. Now it's a minor power. Now it goes on still pinpricking this country. They have let loose something, and we are screening it in spite of a government directive. I think it amounts to sedition, and whoever is doing it ought to be charged and tried for sedition.
However, leaders from West Bengal and the TMC have been saying, as far as the screening of the docu-series is concerned, they have been accusing the BJP of trying to silence the voices that are opposed to the docu-series from being aired.
Most unfortunate part of the day is BJP cannot digest anything which goes against them. You can recall very well that the subsidy of PTI was stopped by this BJP government. You can recall the journalists of Madhya Pradesh. They were made half naked and they were physically assaulted. You can recall that our All India spokesperson Saket Gokhale, he was arrested thrice in 1 year. You can recall the incident of Tista Shitalbat. It proves whoever will be speaking against BJP, whoever will be unveiling the truth, whoever will be unmasking BJP, BJP will be doing political vendetta against them.
So spread across university